The breaking news this morning in the clash between Russia and Georgia. Russia's president has ordered a halt to military action, but has also ordered Russian forces to remain in Georgia to put down any armed resistance. Joining us now from Tbilisi, the capital of Georgia, is Stuart Ramsay, a Sky News reporter, and we apologize in advance. There's a bit of a long satellite delay here, so bear with us. Stuart, give us the situation there right now this afternoon.
Right, well, in Tbilisi itself, people are taking to the streets. There's due to be a gathering, a demonstration initially, but I suspect it's going to be something of a celebration later this afternoon. Not because it's a victory, of course, but for Georgia at least it means that the war has come to an end. The Russian forces have clearly done what they wanted to do, and that is basically bomb the Georgians away from the South Ossetia border. We saw them in their thousands leaving the region last night and into the early hours of this morning. The Russians wanted them away from the South Ossetia border, where they would be able to fire positions at positions, the Russian positions. They've stopped that, and effectively they have won. So the Georgian army is back near Tbilisi. I think we're now moving into the diplomatic phase, if you like, Harry, where negotiation about the status of South Ossetia and Abkhazia, another breakaway region, will have to be addressed. But the Russians have all the cards at the moment. They said, they warned when Kosovo was recognized by the West that this type of issue would happen, and that's exactly what has happened.
Stuart, let me ask you this. Is there any fear still in Tbilisi that the Russians might just be pausing now and might still head toward the Georgian capital?
Well, there are certainly fears, and the Prime Minister here has said he wants more evidence that the fighting will stop. He's not going to get any from the Russians other than the fact they've said it's over and they're not going to carry on any more attacks. And of course, we'll only know that for certain if it is peaceful. There was not a ground invasion. There were lots of reports that the Russians had moved onto Georgia properly. They had not.
Stuart Ramsay from Sky News, thank you very much. And joining us is Georgia's ambassador to the United Nations, Irakli Alasania. Mr. Ambassador, good morning. Thanks for being with us.
Good to be with you. Thank you.
The Russians have said they're going to stop fighting. Do you believe that to be true?
Not really, because after that statement, the bombings of the Georgian territory were still continuing. For example, the Gori city was bombed, and there is a report that I received that even foreign journalist was killed.
And maybe
today.
a Dutch journalist. Yes.
Dutch journalist. So. That's why it is so important to have the very strong international guarantees of the ceasefire. And we hope the initiative that was coming from the French president, supported by the US and other Western allies, will materialize today.
The Russian foreign minister said yesterday he wants your president, Mikhail Saakashvili, out. What is your response to that?
Well, it's nothing new to us, because the whole this campaign, which started not 3-4 days ago, but a year ago, exactly in August, when the Tskhinvali region was bombed by Russian airstrike, all along this was their aim, that goal to change the democratically elected government of Georgia. So this is no new to us, but in strong international support. At the UN, the discussions yesterday were also showing that there is an outrage against Russia because of their stated goals to change the democratically elected government. We hope that it will stop and the support will continue. Right. And what is not enough, ceasefire is not enough. I want to emphasize what is going on here. We have to have the deoccupation of the Georgian territory from Russian troops.
What will it take to get Russian troops to leave Georgian territory? The language from the United States has been very tough from President Bush, from Vice President Cheney. But do you feel, do the Georgian people feel that the United States has done enough?
Well, as you mentioned, we believe that yesterday's statements from the President Bush were very strong. But what we have to focus now is to find the ways to have the international peace keepers to come to observe the ceasefire and also to demilitarize these conflict zones under the international observation. This should be the goal of the international community. This is what we're going to pursue at the UN.
Should those areas, South Ossetia and Abkhazia, should they be part of Georgia as a finite national territory, or should they be autonomous areas?
These are the parts of Georgian territory, but we are offering them the full autonomy, self-governance with the full respect of international laws and the borders of Georgia.
Mr. Ambassador, we thank you so much for your time this morning.
Thank you.
Do appreciate it.